Hi guys. So it's time to do Roxy's weekly challenge again, and this time I am going to do the current week, or hopefully it'll still be current by the time I edit this video. So this one is called, I had to write it down, it's week number 30, and it's called the Mini Trifold Accordian Ephemera Holder. It's kind of a mouthful. And I did a couple of prototypes because I wasn't sure I had what I needed to make one of these. So I ended up doing two different ones, and I'll just show you. This is the one I'm gonna make more of, because this is closest to the supplies that Rachel has, as in I'm using checks, or they're actually digitals of old checks or invoices, and that's because I can't, as much as I would love to buy pretty much everything that Rachel sells, I can't afford to do that. And so I did not buy a batch of the checks that she was selling. I did go online and find some really inexpensive digitals of checks. This is one of them. And I got these from a shop on Etsy called Sweet Pea Curiosities. Sweet Pea Curiosities. And I will put a link in the description for this video. So I got theirs and I was really happy, and I printed them out and I started making this, and I realized, okay, number one, my checks are smaller than Rachel's. Hers, I kind of went back and looked at the video again. Hers are about 12 inches long, if not longer, by about 4.5 inches wide. So that's pretty long. I mean, a regular piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, so it's longer than a regular piece of paper. So it's going to be hard to find even a digital that's that big. This is a digital, but it's also a regular piece of copy paper. So I did go in my stash of books and pulled out one of my larger books and made this one. And so this is closer to the size that Rachel was using. And this is like a, oh geez, what is it called? It's from this ginormous book, Interior Graphic and Design Standards. So I thought I would try using this because it's got kind of all these drawings in it, and they're kind of interesting. Maybe more interesting than just looking at a bunch of text. But it's definitely not a check. I mean, it doesn't even look like a check. So I wasn't trying to make it look like a check. I just kind of made it look a little bit, I don't know, industrial. Oh, and then I have these little stamps that I was using. I got these at the thrift store a while ago. And I didn't use the past due one because I thought that wasn't very happy, as Gail would say. But these are fine. This one's credit, received, confidential, which that one's kind of fun, confidential. So I actually used that on this one too. So it shows when you have it folded up. And then I just stamped the received up here. So, you can find something that works for you. Just some interesting stamps that might kind of go with the theme of checks or invoices in general. So the other thing that I noticed, if you look at these two, is the tabs. These are kind of crowded together. There's a little accordion. I love that. It does look really fun. And these are not. These are also huge pockets. Oh, that one's kind of glued. There we go. So I decided I am just gonna go with my smaller pockets and the checks that I was able to get from a digital on Etsy. I like tiny things anyway, so this appealed to me more than this big monster. I mean, it just depends on what you have and how you want it to look, and I don't know. I just like the smaller ones. Given these two choices, that's what I'm gonna make, is more of these little ones. And I'll tell you the measurements that I'm using. Like I just printed these out, you know, as they came on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and they are, let's see if I can find where I wrote it down, about 3 1/4 inches wide by 7 3/4 long. Okay, and then my pockets are 2.5 inches high, plus about another 1/2 inch for the labels, so about 3 inches by 3.5 inches. Is that right? No. Okay, sorry. 2.5 inches plus 1/2, so that's 3 inches high with the labels, and this is just under 3 inches wide. Which makes sense because the check is only 3 1/4 inches wide, so I just want it, you know, a little bit smaller width-wise than the check. Okay, so I used, for the pockets, I used book pages, and this is the page that I started with, and so I did fold it in half, like Rachel did hers, but I think I chopped off the top a little because of it being scraggly. Yeah. So I just shaved a little off this raggedy edge. Let's see if I can line this up right. Yeah, okay. So let's see if that's about the same as these. Yeah, almost exactly. Okay. So I will make some of these pockets first. I do have several checks in this digital. They're the same size as this one that I used, that I already made a pocket out of. And then I'm using, this is just some cord, you know, I'm trying to use what I have. I don't think I have any baker's twine, but it doesn't matter. You can use whatever. I mean, I have fancy yarns that I could use too, like eyelash yarn or any number of things, but I had this cord and I thought that would work fine, so I'm gonna use that. I could use this. This is just some rat tail from Michael's, which I already had. And I've got, what is this? Seam binding. And then I've got this, I don't remember what this is called, but it's pretty. It's like dyed different colors. So I might use some of that too. So there's any number of things you can use to tie it. Because I do think the tie is nice. You know, I didn't do it on my bigger example, which, where did it go? Somewhere. Oh, here, okay. My bigger example here, I just used a stamp, and it was still on this piece of paper, which made it nice and sturdy, and I thought, oh, I'll just leave it on this piece of paper, and so I glued half of it down, and now it's like a little tuck closure. And then I decorated it with some of my painty paper stuff and a stamp on some coffee dyed paper and a tiny little label. So, okay. Back to these pages. So I need to cut, let me just see if this is the same. No, actually that's a little less. I think the easiest thing will be to mark it with a pencil. So, about right there. So I'll only get 2 out of a page, and then I have a little left over, which I'm sure I can find some use for. But I love these tiny little folders and notebooks and stuff that Rachel does. Because like she said in her video, you know, you could use them in your journal or you could send them as happy mail, and I might just do both. I'm just going to go ahead and mark a few of these pages. So I hope everyone is doing well. I've had kind of a rough week. I've had several migraines, so that's been not happy. And it just, I have medication I can take and it works, but it just kind of flattens out my world for like a day. I don't really end up getting anything done. I just kind of get through it. So I haven't done much this week, unfortunately. Migraines is one of several chronic conditions that I have. Oh, and look at that. I just chopped off my pencil marks. Okay, paying attention. All right. Been watching a lot of Olympics. You know, I like to watch the traditional stuff, the gymnastics, both the men's and the women's, and the swimming. And then yesterday we watched some of the skateboarding, which was, it was interesting because I don't skateboard, I never have. And when they do these tricks, they just all look the same to me until they kind of go over it in slow motion and explain what they're doing, and then it looks pretty impressive. that's one of the things I like about the Olympics is, you know, these new sports. Like, remember when curling got so popular? I mean, it's sort of already popular here in Minnesota, but I didn't grow up here, so I have had no experience with it. But that was really interesting to learn about, you know. And it's funny how once you start learning about it, then you can really get into it. Like, I love the stories that they do, you know, about the different athletes. I just love that part. Okay, did I chop that one off already? Yeah, I must have. So I was happy to find this new to me Etsy shop, Sweet Pea Curiosities, because it looks like she has a lot of really fun digi-kits. There's a butterflies one that I think I might have to get. Okay, this is enough for 2, right? I've got 6, yeah. Let me do enough for 1 more. Oh yeah, and then I want to talk to you about the labels. Let me trim these first. So I used this book because I like the color of the pages. Hold up the other way. It's a little bit yellow, it's kind of creamy, so it's a nice contrast with the check color. That was another thing I liked about this kit, was there were several colors of checks. There's like pink and blue and cream. Actually, now that I think about it, I did recently order some checks from somebody on Etsy, but I don't have them yet. And they were a lot cheaper than if I had ordered them from Italy from Rachel. So I'm trying to be thrifty. Alright, so we've got all our little pockets here. And then I'll just pick out 3 checks. Let's do the 1. Oh, I might have to, oh yeah, that's skinnier. This one, so skinnier. Okay, looks like I might have to trim down for one of these, so let's use the blue one if I have to do it anyway. Okay. So these will be even smaller. But I have plenty of tiny ephemera that I can put in here. I'm not worried about that. I got some S&H green stamps the other day. Got a really good deal on them. And they're so cute. They're little. And they're green. And I love green. Green anything. So that'll probably be one thing that goes in here. Okay, now I can just measure off this one. And I made my little tab labels all ahead of time, so I won't have to wait on that. Okay, this one. Okay, I can probably throw these out, right? You think those are okay to throw out? Or recycle? I'm not throwing them out. Okay, let's talk about the labels. So, I made a whole bunch of them and cut them out ahead of time. I used some coffee dyed paper. I used some avocado dyed paper, and my stamp doesn't have lines on it, so I just used lined paper and stamped on it that way. So got lots of those. And the stamp that I used is from this fabulous set of stamps I recently got from Signet Stamps. And these are not cheap, but they are very much worth it. You can get them like these, which are silicone. Of course, mine have dog hair on them. Hopefully yours don't. But I used this stamp. No, did I? No, I used this one to make the labels. And I also figured out when I was looking again at Rachel's video that the stamp that she's using, I thought it was this one because I thought she was using the same set, but it's not. It's a different one, and hers is smaller. So that's another reason that my smaller folder has the tabs kind of bumping up against each other. If you look again. But you know what? I don't really mind that. I don't know that I'm gonna try and write on those. In future, I might try and use a smaller stamp, but I mean, at least in this set, it goes from that to this, and this is pretty dang small, so I don't know that you could write on that anyway. You wouldn't be able to write a whole lot. And it kind of, I mean, sort of dwarfs, the pocket sort of dwarfs that as a tab. So, I don't know, I might try it in the future just to see. That's an option. But I really love these stamps. I've been making a bunch of labels and little pictures. Like I made a bunch from a children's encyclopedia dictionary, and it's got all these fun pictures. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, okay. So like I said, these are from Signet stamps, and I love the nice crisp inner line there. It looks so nice. And after I stamped these a while ago, I put eyelets in them because I thought they would be fun to hang like on a charm or something, especially these little ones. So I just mainly was looking for pictures in the encyclopedia when I was using these. This one didn't quite work out, so I salvaged it by rounding the corners and just leaving that on there. But I mean, you can see how much fun you can have making your own little labels. And this one, in this set, there is this big one that has lines on it if you wanted one that you can write on. But there's so much more to play with on here that I haven't even tried yet. Like these long skinny ones, those will be fun to try. And I do have some tiny little stamp letters that I could, you know, spell out something on a label like that. So that would be really fun. Or you could just do these super teeny ones with a number. Let's try that, because I do have some teeny number stamps. Oh, and I used for my labels, get these out of the way. So for my labels, I used VersaFine Clair Warm Breeze color. That's this one. And this is Walnut ink from Ranger's Distress, this set. And then this green one is, I love this green, Fern Green. Oh, I got some carryover from another, looks like another stamp. And then I tried making some red ones, which sort of succeeded, but I quit after not very long, after not very many red ones. I mean, that's a nice color, but oh my God, I looked like bloody murder after I stamped those. It was from this stamp pad, which is a Stampin' Up, sorry Stampin' Up. And I got this like probably a year ago. Look, there's even still bloody handprints on here. I tried to clean it off, but it was everywhere. This is Berry Burst. So nice color, but what a mess. So I'm not gonna make any more of those. No more red, sorry. Unless I need to find one of the Distress ink pads or something. But I mean, these work really good because I think they're both pigment ink, but they're very juicy. So if you want a really good impression, which I did, I wanted that nice fine line, then you want a juicy pad, just not too juicy. Yeah, okay. So these stamps are fabulous. I highly recommend them. And Bob is a really nice guy, and he's a small business owner on Etsy, like a lot of us. He's just doing, this is his, side hustle, but he really puts a lot of work into it, and it would be great if you guys would patronize him, buy from his business if you need some cool label stamps. And I know Gail just got some of these and was gonna do a video on using them too, so I might do one as well after I've used more of these, just to show like what are some possibilities, you know, how fun they are to play with. Okay, so let's try this teeny one. I need a piece of paper. I probably should stick that on a, yeah, I should stick that on a block. I mean, it worked pretty well without the block, but it's so tiny. It's such a baby stamp. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then I have these teeny weeny baby numbers. Oh, I could probably fit 2 in there if I can get them apart.
Ready?
Here. Isn't that cute? Whoa. Cool. Okay. There's just one little tiny digit by itself. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. It's dog food time. Dinner time for doggies here. Okay. So, back to what we were doing. Don't need that because I've already made all my labels. Oh, and you probably noticed this. This is just a piece of green notebook paper, so that, you know, it's a place to write, because that's what Rachel suggested on hers. She didn't put notebook paper in hers because she had the back of the check with the cool stuff on it. Whereas mine is just blank because it's, I didn't print anything on the back of this digital. So I just popped a piece of notebook paper on there, and I think that looks good. It's a nice contrast in colors too. Okay. All right, so we've got our little pages. Don't need this anymore.
Okay, batches, here you go. All mixed up like you like it. Here you go, Winnie. Want it up here?
And I found it was easier
You
to
want it too?
glue these labels on before I glue the sides of the pockets. So I'm just gonna do that. Just using a glue stick. And I do put it about a third of the way down. So I should have room for that. Let's see. So my top flap is not as big as Rachel's. This one's pretty small. I probably didn't need for it to be that small, but that's okay. So yeah, that has plenty of room. It's still got something interesting on the top, even though it's tiny, a tiny flap. Okay. Oh, and I just, no, I did not want to glue that on there. having all kinds of problems. All right, put that aside. Some glue stick on this. And this is another thing I did different from Rachel's is I did actually cut out 2 labels. I know she just had 1 label, and then she cut out a big enough piece of paper that she could fold it over, because you probably don't really need to see the back, but I didn't realize she did it that way until after I made all these labels, so I figured I'd just use them the way I intended. Okay, so that one we need to keep nearby so that we can line them up. Make sure they're all about the same height. I am kind of doing it like Rachel with the one at each end and then the one in the middle centered. Okay. I don't really need to put more glue on the back one. It just sticks to the front one. Okay. So those are good. Now let's do, I'm gonna do a red one, I guess. Yeah. That one. Let's fold this one. Hi, Minnie. Do you want to say hi? Oh my goodness. Here's Winnie. Hi, sweetie. Make this flap a little bigger. this one doesn't have any lines. Oh well, doesn't matter. Brown in the middle. I don't really need to figure out. I don't need the labels on there to figure out where the middle is. I can just use the page, I'm realizing. Got glue strings. Okay, now light green. Okay, let's go with that one. Now we've got the skinny one, the skinnier one. Kind of close. So I just watched last night the podcast that Barbara from 49 Dragonflies started about junk journaling. And she had 2 guests that she talked to, and they all discussed several questions. Her guests were Louisa Heinzel, who I need to link to her in my description because she's really good. I really like her. And then the other guest was Joey DeFee. And yeah, it was really fun to listen to get their different perspectives on things about junk journaling and kind of where they started, how long they've been at it, that kind of thing. So I hope she does another one soon. art glitter glue. And I just glue both sides. Got a little leakage there. Oh, don't want to leave that uncovered. It's already getting sticky. Okay, so that is closed. Got a lot of air bubbles in there, I notice. Seems to always do that when I first pick it up. Oh, so I was gonna say I think my migraines lately have been at least somewhat due to the smoke that we're getting from the fires in Canada. That seems to be getting down here enough that it's ruining our air quality, and there's advisories and yeah, migraines for me at least. I don't know if that's happening to anyone else. I can't imagine what it's like near there. I mean, we're hundreds of miles away, if not more, from the fires, and yet we're, you know, if you go outside right here now, you can even tell looking out the window, the air, it's just orange. And if you look up at the sun, is orange. It's weird. Okay. It's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time, evidently. But yeah, I can't imagine what it's like there. Those poor people living right near that can't get away from it. And I haven't even been outside that much, so it doesn't matter if you stay inside. You're still breathing that air. I'm trying to do this like, you know, mass make, do all one step and then move on to the next step. Instead of finishing one whole folder. In theory, it should be faster. I don't know if it is. Smoosh those down, make sure you don't have any glue coming out the side. Oh wait, that does not go there. Does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay, so got that step done on all 3 of them. So now the next step, we use the glue stick again. So let me put this away. Okay. Excuse my arm. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got your pockets in the order you want. I think I want them this way. And then I like to start from the top. Now I'm just going down the middle, but I start from the top and go down so I don't get any glue like possibly on the label, because we don't want those to stick together. And then stick this on top of that, line it up, and same thing down the middle, from the top down to the bottom. And then stick this. Okay. I usually do a few runs on this. I think I only did 2 on the second one in there. I hope it doesn't need more. But now you stick it on the folder. There's my fold. Nice. Why is that not lined up? That's weird. Well, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, this didn't line up, but the tabs line up, so that's weird. Maybe I'll have to cover that up with some decoration. And I made it too low. Okay. Now I'm trying to line up the bottom on this one. Okay. And the last one. Let's do it the other direction with the one on the left in the front. I'm also kind of positioning this so I can see where my glue is, just from where the light is hitting the paper, so I can see if I've got enough. Because glue stick will hold it, but you want a lot of glue. Don't be stingy. Okay, and now I'm going to punch holes and put an eyelet in before I decorate this inside, because when I did it the other order on this one, I ended up putting a hole right through where I stamped. So I figure if I put the eyelet in first, then I can see where not to stamp. So I'll get my chompy thing and my fabulous thrift store find. So many colors to choose from. Arg. It's hard to get them out. I don't want to let go. 3 tiny little eyelets. These are unfortunately the cheapy kind. They don't have any like slits. So if you notice on this one, it doesn't look great on the back, but I don't mind if it's not perfect. I think it looks good enough. It looks better than if there weren't an eyelet at all. So I'm using this because I do not have the little, oh, I forget what it's called. I think this is the Crocodile Big Bite. Maybe just the other one's just called the Crocodile, but the one that looks more like a hole punch, instead of a monster like this. Because I couldn't afford both, so I just got this one, because it'll do both functions. So for this littler eyelet size, man, I did not know how to figure out how to set this when I first started using small eyelets. Took me a while, but I found it on the internet, on YouTube actually. But in case you don't know, these little squares have numbers and letters on them. So like this one, I don't know if you could see that. Probably not. Let's see if I zoom way in. You see right there, right next to my thumb, is a 3. So that's what it's supposed to be set on for the small eyelets. And then this part, whoops, there we go. Okay, so this part is easier because there's only 2 choices, a big one or a little one. So set it to the little one. Whoop. Okay. So it's funny because on this part there's 4 settings, so I don't know what the other 2 are for. I haven't been able to find anything that says what they're for. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Back to the hole. Back to the smoosher. blue eyelet for this one since it's blue. Okay, cool. That's done. And now I want to decorate the inside a little bit. I do want to put that confidential stamp on each one of these on the outside, so let me do that. Okay. Oops. Oh, don't stop working on me now. There. That worked. Oh, maybe I'm hitting the eyelet. Ooh. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah. It's working fine if I don't go over the eyelet. Okay. And now, what else? Oh yeah, notebook paper. So I'll just get 3 of these. Okay. Now, I think I'm probably going to make these all the same size because I don't really want the holes. Well, let's see. If I put one hole, yeah, I think I don't want the holes. So I'm just going to rip off this side. Well, maybe it'd probably be easier to cut it. Oops. Geez, what's going on? Okay. And then these are probably different heights, slightly. This one might fit. Oh, it's too short. This one, too short. Okay. Fair for something else. I think I'll ink up the edges. Do I want to do it with brown or green? I think I might do it with green. Do dark green. I was just looking for a harder surface, so this is just cardstock. Okay, go ahead and glue that on. Hope this is not too boring watching me ink. I know some people it really gets on their nerves, but you know, it's part of the process. So you can see how much of a difference it makes in the look. Okay. Kind of like the green paper because it reminds me of ledger paper, which would kind of go with the theme of the checks, you know? I like to make these logical connections in my brain. All right, now for some decorating, What shall we do? Well, put this away. So, we've got this stamp, which I used on my big one just to put something up there. I was thinking it might be fun to stamp down the side here, but maybe in green. Oops. Which way does this go? That way, I guess. Yeah, that looks neat. Sneat. Makes it a little more flourishy. Is that a word? Flourishy? Okay, one more. Oops, wrong way. Okay, cool. I was thinking I might use this. This is a really old stamp. It's just a number, a random number. But yeah, they don't need a lot of decoration on the outside, do they? Because they look pretty cool with just the check stuff. So I was gonna cover that with something. No, doesn't quite cover it. There. That'll work. That's good. So now, do I want to do that on the other ones just because it looks cool? Maybe. Probably don't have quite enough, yeah. But I can find another strip of something similar. Not that one. Okay. So I made these paint strips for using to make snippets, which I have not done yet, but I keep using them for other stuff because I really like them. They're just tiny little decorations, but I like that they're something I made, so it makes me want to use them more. Maybe some flowery thingy sticker. It's way too big. Like this. It almost fits. Maybe I could cut off the little on the bottom. Maybe. That looks cool. I like that. I like that better. I like those, and then we'll look for maybe a label, and that'll probably be it. I think that's plenty. The only thing I don't like about these stickers is this huge white space, so I usually cut it off. Not right to the image, but close to it. Can you hear the sound that it makes while it's cutting these scissors? It's that little serrated edge. I just love these scissors. They're so awesome. They're the Tim Holtz Tonic Lefties. It just, oh my god, it goes so much faster than any other scissors. There. See, that's kind of a lot to me. And it doesn't take that long for me to cut it off, so it's worth it. Wow, that was easy to get the backing off. Sometimes it takes me a while to get it off. One done. Yeah, cut a little off this one too. So we're going to see a movie tomorrow night. I'm so excited. We've been to the movie theaters once since, you know, they opened back up. And it's at a really nice theater not too far from us, like a mile away. And it's this old theater from like the 40s that has been restored, and so it's really cool. They have like the original furniture in the lobby, and so it's really gorgeous. And they have fabulous popcorn because they use real butter, not that weird chemical stuff that's at the big multiplex theaters. So they used to show like second run movies, but that seems like it's not really a thing anymore since the pandemic. So now they're doing first run movies, which is even better. So we're gonna go see Jungle Cruise, which I don't expect to be like life-changing or super serious, but it'll be fun. It's The Rock. I mean, he's always fun. But what's so weird to me is that it's based on a ride at Disneyland, like at the original Disneyland, which I do not remember at all. And I've been to Disneyland and Disney World, and I could swear I've never been on Jungle Cruise. When my husband first told me about the movie, and he was like, it's based on a Disney ride, I said, there's no ride called Jungle Cruise. It's like, yes there is, honey. Yes there is, honey. So I was proven wrong, because then we watched a show on the Disney Channel. We get the Disney Channel, and it's like a series, which I wish was longer because it's really fun. But each episode is about a single ride at Disneyland and the history of it and stuff, and all the people that developed it, and it's really fun. I love that kind of history about pop culture stuff. I don't remember the name of the show, but it's on Disney Plus, and they've been advertising it, so I imagine it won't be too hard to find. Maybe I'll look it up and put it in the description below, just in case anybody's like, oh, I want to see that. Let go of me. The sticker is sticking to me. nice. Okay. Just had to check that I'm still recording. This is a really cool color blue. I love this color. Sort of bluish purplish. There. All right, labels. I have some teeny tiny ones. Still don't like those words. Prefer stuff like that. Or that. Or that. That way. Yeah. I think that's it. But first, I must ink them. Because otherwise they get a little lost on the page. Because they blend in. See, doesn't that look better? Get that under the sticker. Cool. Yeah. Okay. think that is good. Now we just need some string type material. Okay, let's do one of these. And these. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just seeing if the check that I already made was about the same size, and it is as these. So I'm gonna cut one of those the same length. Let's do this one. Okay, that's one done. Let's do blue. And the last one is kind of beige. So let's do this one. Suddenly my fingers feel really fat. Why is that? Yeah. Come on. This is not staying. Oh my god. I'm getting loopy, you guys. Loopy doopy. Please work. Why are you not working? There. It's right there. Why? I can't tie a bow. I can tie my shoes. There. It's never being opened again. Except that there's nothing in it. So I will have to open it again. Hi, Winnie. Winnie's back. Probably because she heard me laughing. She wants in on the fun. Maybe she could tie this for me. Oh my god. in there. Get in there. Ah. This looks too short, doesn't it? No. Yay! I did it. I tied 3 bows. Ta-da! Okay, guys. I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll just see you in the next video. Bye.